Silence. The kind of silence that weighs heavily on your shoulders. The desert does not forgive, it does not negotiate, it does not offer second chances. Sand beneath my feet, a biting wind on my face. The rising sun tears across the horizon like a blade of fire. And there, in front of everything, the river, the Jordan River. Turbulent waters, violent current, an insurmountable barrier between what was promised and what still needs to be achieved. On the other side, Canaan, the land flowing with milk and honey, the promise made to Abraham, repeated to Isaac, confirmed to Jacob. Generations have waited for this moment. But on the other side, there are also them, the giants. Cities with walls that touch the clouds, armies trained for war, kings who have ruled that land for centuries. And what about this side? A weary people. 40 years of wandering, 40 years of manna, 40 years of waiting, and a man, just one man. He watches the river. He feels the weight of the moment, the weight of history, the weight of millions of souls who depend on his next decision. His eyes scanned the camp, tents as far as the eye could see, families, children, elders, warriors who had never won a real battle. Everyone is looking at him now, waiting, trusting. But he looks at the Jordan River and sees the impossible. How to cross, how to lead. How do you conquer what seems unconquerable? The wind blows stronger, the sand dances in the air, the silence becomes deafening, and then a voice. It doesn't come from the camp, it doesn't come from the river, it doesn't come from the land, it comes from above, it comes from beyond, it comes from the eternal. And when God speaks, the impossible trembles. When God commands, giants bow down. When God makes a promise, history is rewritten. This is the moment when everything changes, the moment when a servant becomes a general, the moment when fear meets faith, the moment when the Creator's voice silences all other voices. And the man who stands before the Jordan, has a name: Joshua, son of Nun, servant of Moses, and now chosen by God. Moses is dead. The liberator has fallen, the man who confronted Pharaoh, the man who raised his staff over the Red Sea, the man who ascended Mount Sinai and descended with the law engraved in stone. That man is no longer here. For 40 years he guided this people, 40 years of impossible miracles. Water from the rock, manna from heaven, pillar of cloud by day, pillar of fire by night. The presence of God was visible, tangible, undeniable. But now Moses sleeps with his parents, and the pillar remains. But who will follow it? Joshua knows the answer. He knows the calling has fallen on his shoulders, but knowing and accepting are different things. He is not Moses. It never will be. Moses spoke with God face to face. Joshua he served, he followed orders, he carried out plans drawn up by another. He was the arm, Moses was the head, he was the soldier, Moses was the general, and now they expect him to be both. Joshua walks through the camp as night falls. Campfires are lit, families are gathered, children play, unaware that tomorrow everything could change. He stops in front of a tent. He hears a mother singing to her son. A song about the promised land, about vineyards and olive groves, about peace and rest. And he feels the weight of each life, of each hope, of each dream that depends on your courage. But courage, where is it when you need it? Joshua remembers. Remember 40 years ago, when you were sent as a spy to Canaan. 12 men went in. 12 men saw the land. They saw the grapes from the Valley of School. They were so large that it took 2 men to carry a single bunch. But they also saw the sons of Anak, giants, men so tall that the Israelites seemed like grasshoppers to them. 10 spies returned terrified. 10 spies spread fear like a plague. We cannot go up against those people. They are stronger than us. But Joshua Joshua and Caleb said otherwise. We can conquer. The Lord is with us. Do not fear them. And what happened? They were almost stoned. The people wanted to return to Egypt. They preferred the familiar slavery to the risk of the unknown promise. And because of that unbelief, 40 years in the desert, an entire generation died without seeing the promise. Now, Joshua look at the Jordan again. The waters roar in the darkness. On the other side, enemy campfires blink like the eyes of predators. Jericho is there, with its impossible walls, with its bronze gates, with its warriors trained since childhood, and beyond Jericho, 31 kings, 31 fortified cities, countless armies. How can a people of former slaves conquer nations of warriors? How they will cross a river in flood with no bridges, no boats? How will knock down walls without battering rams, without siege towers? Logic screams, impossible. Experience confirms it, suicide. Reason dictates certain defeat. But there is something that logic cannot measure, something that experience cannot quantify, something that reason cannot comprehend, the voice of the living God. And that voice is about to speak. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving to the children of Israel. Every place where the sole of your foot treads, I have given to you, as I said to Moses. From the desert and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the Euphrates River, all the land of the Hittites, and as far as the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according to all the law that my servant Moses commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Then Joshua gave orders to the leaders of the people, saying, Go through the camp and command the people, saying, Prepare provisions for yourselves, for within 3 days you will cross this Jordan to go in to possess the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess. And Joshua spoke to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, saying, Remember the word that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, The Lord your God is giving you rest, and he is giving you this land. Your wives, your children, and your livestock shall remain in the land that Moses gave you on this side of the Jordan. But you shall cross over armed before your brothers, all the mighty warriors, and help them, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers, as to you, and they also possess the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your inheritance, and possess the land that Moses the servant of the Lord gave you on this side of the Jordan toward the rising of the sun. Then they answered Joshua, saying, All that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you command us, send, we'll go. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Anyone who rebels against your instructions and does not obey your commands in everything you give them will be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. Moses, my servant, is dead. 5 words that change everything. This is not news. Joshua already knows. He was there. He saw Moses ascend Mount Nebo. He saw the man of God gaze upon the promised land from afar. He saw his eyes close for the last time. But to hear it from the mouth of the Eternal, that's different. It's the official end of an era, the closing of a chapter, the turning of a page that cannot be turned back. And then comes the order. Get up. It's not a kind invitation. It's not a friendly suggestion. It's not a polite request. It is a divine imperative. Get up, get out of your pain, get out of your grief, get out of your comfort zone, get out of the shadow of the one who led you. Now it's up to you. Cross this Jordan River. You and all these people. Joshua feels the weight of every word. All these people, not just the warriors, not just the strong. All these people, women, children, the elderly, the sick, the weak. Everyone depends on him now. And the Jordan is not a tranquil stream. It is not a gentle current that is easy to cross. It's a river in flood. It's the rainy season. The waters overflow. The current carries away stones. A man who falls in there won't come out alive. And God commands, pass by. It doesn't say how. It doesn't explain the method. It doesn't reveal the plan. Just give the order. To the land that I am giving to the children of Israel, present indicative. I won't give it. I'm not going to give it. I will give it. The land is already theirs. It has already been decreed. It has already been determined in the eternal councils, but there's a problem. Others are in it. You Hettius, the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, Girgasius, 7 nations, all larger and stronger than Israel, and God says, the earth is yours, everywhere you set foot with the sole of your foot. Simple condition, to step. But how can one set foot on enemy territory? How can one step when giants guard every inch of land? How can one step when death lurks around every corner? Joshua knows the enemies. He saw them with his own eyes 40 years ago. He saw their gleaming armor. He saw their spears as long as trees. He saw their iron chariots. He saw their horses trained for war. And he saw their bodies. Men 3 meters tall, shoulders as wide as doorways, arms as thick as cedar trunks, the sons of Anak. The memory still burns. It still scorches. It still haunts. He remembers the fear in the other spies' eyes. He remembers how their voices trembled as they recounted what they had seen. We are like grasshoppers compared to them. And now God commands, confront them. Not with a professional army, not with superior weapons, not with advanced military strategy, with a people of former slaves, with men who spent their lives making bricks, with warriors who never conquered a city. Order is impossible. Logically impossible, militarily impossible, humanly impossible. Joshua feels the weight of inadequacy. He is not Moses. He lacks eloquence. He lacks authority. He lacks a history of miracles. He is simply Joshua, son of Nun, a name that nobody knew until he was chosen as a spy, an ordinary man with an extraordinary calling. And the voice of the Eternal does not stop. It does not hesitate. It does not retreat. The order has been given. The decree has been established. The impossible has been commanded. And now Joshua needs to decide, obey or retreat, to believe or to doubt, to move forward or to remain still. But before he can process all of this, before fear can completely paralyze him, before doubt can take deep root, God speaks again. And this time, it's not just an order, it's a promise. No one will be able to resist you all the days of your life. Joshua hears the words, and his heart races. Nobody, not even the kings of Canaan with their trained armies, not even the giants of Gath with their spears and shields, not even the fortified cities with their bronze walls and gates. Nobody. It's an absolute promise. No exceptions, no reservations, no hidden conditions. Every day of your life, not just tomorrow, not just in the first battle, not just while I'm young and strong. Every day, until the last breath, until the last battle, until the end of the journey. It's impossible. No general in history has received such a guarantee. No king can make such a promise. No warrior can claim such invincibility. But this is not the voice of a general. It is not the promise of a king. It is not the guarantee of a warrior. It is the word of the eternal God. And then comes the reason. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. Joshua stops. He takes a deep breath. He lets the words sink in. Like I was with Moses. He remembers. Remember the Red Sea parting. Waters rising like walls to the right and to the left. The people crossing on dry land. And then the waters crashing down on Pharaoh's army. God was with Moses. Remember the manna that fell every morning, 6 days a week for 40 years. Provision, that supernatural unwavering loyalty. God was with Moses. Remember the rock that gushed water, the fire that did not consume the bush, the pillar that guided day and night. God was with Moses, and now that same presence is promised to him. That's how I'll be with you. Not a lesser presence, not a diluted version, not a second-rate God. The same God, the same presence, the same power. And then the promise becomes even more personal. I will not leave you. Joshua knows abandonment. He has seen leaders give up. He has seen friends retreat. He has seen crowds scatter when danger approached. But God says, I will not leave you. I will never forsake you. No matter how dark the night gets, no matter how fierce the battle, no matter how impossible the situation seems, I will not abandon you. Joshua stands alone under the starry sky. The campfires glow behind him. The Jordan River murmurs before him, and above, countless stars, the same stars that God showed to Abraham. So shall your descendants be. The promise began with an old man and a barren woman. It continued through Isaac. It passed through Jacob. It survived slavery in Egypt. It crossed the Red Sea. It endured 40 years in the desert. And now it is about to come true. But Joshua feels the weight. He feels the responsibility. He feels the fear trying to creep in. How can a man bear such a calling? How can anyone live up to such a promise? How could he, simple Joshua, lead God's people to victory? The answer lies not in your qualifications, not in your strength, not in your wisdom. The answer comes in the present moment. God be with him, not God watching from afar, not God cheering from the stands, not God waiting to see what happens. God be with him. On the battlefield, crossing the river, under siege of cities, facing giants, with him. If God is with him, who can be against him? But the promise isn't over yet. There's more, much more. And what comes next changes everything. Be strong and courageous. The order is clear, direct, no beating around the bush. But it's not an empty command. It's not cheap motivational speech. It's not positive thinking disguised as faith. It's a command based on something bigger. For you will cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers I would give them. No, maybe, not possibly. Not if everything goes right. You will do it. Future guaranteed, destiny sealed, victory declared. But then God speaks again. And this time, the intensity increases. Just be strong and very courageous, very good spirits, not just ordinary courage, not just superficial bravery, profound courage, unwavering spirit, steadfastness that does not bend in the face of circumstances. And then comes the condition, so that you may be careful to do according to all the law that my servant Moses commanded you. Here's the secret. Victory does not lie in the sword. It does not lie in military strategy. It does not lie in the size of the army or the sophistication of the weapons. Victory lies in obedience, the crowns, in the words Moses received on Sinai, in the commandments engraved in stone, in the statutes and judgments given by God himself. Do not turn from it, either to the right or to the left, not even to the right, not for religious excess. not for stifling legalism, not for adding to what God has already said, not even to the left, not for spiritual negligence, not for convenient relativism, not for subtracting from what God has ordained. The path is narrow, the route is defined. There is no room for theological improvisation, so that you may conduct yourself wisely wherever you go. Prudence, practical wisdom, discernment in decision-making, clarity in moments of confusion. All of this comes from obedience to the Word. And then God reveals the method. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. The law cannot be an ornament. It cannot be a relic kept in some sacred place. It cannot be something you visit occasionally. It needs to be on your lips, being spoken of, being declared, being proclaimed. Before, meditate in it day and night. Day and night. Not just in the mornings, not just during times of crisis, not just when it's convenient. Yes, a night, constant meditation, continuous reflection, total immersion. The Hebrew word for meditate means to murmur, to repeat in a low voice, to chew like an animal, rumina. It's not a quick read. It's not a superficial glance. It's deep absorption. It's letting the word penetrate to the very marrow of your bones, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Not just knowing, not just memorizing, not just admiring. To do, practical obedience, real-world application, transformed life. And then comes the promise tied to obedience. For then you will make your way prosperous, and you will be successful. Prosperity. Not the prosperity the world sells. Not material wealth as proof of spirituality. Not comfort as evidence of blessing. Prosperity on the path God has laid out. Success in divine purposes. Victory in the battles he ordains. Joshua begins to understand. The battle will not be won by the strength of your arm. It will be won by the firmness of your faith, by faithfulness to the word, by radical obedience. He doesn't need to be the strongest warrior. He needs to be the most obedient servant. You don't need the best military strategy. You need the deepest communion with God. You don't need to trust yourself. You need to trust the one who sent you. The revelation is both liberating and terrifying at the same time. Liberating because it takes the weight of victory off your shoulders. The battle belongs to the Lord. Terrifying because it demands something the world despises. Absolute obedience, total submission, complete dependence. But before Joshua can fully process this truth, before he can weigh all the implications, before he can measure the cost, God speaks for the third time. And this third word, this divine repetition, this celestial emphasis, everything changes. Didn't I send you? 3 words that cut like a sword. Didn't I tell you to? This is not a question seeking information. It is a rhetorical question that establishes authority. Who is speaking? A man? A prophet? An angel? No. He is the creator of the heavens and the earth. The one who parted the Red Sea. The one who made manna rain down. The one who spoke and worlds came into existence. Didn't I tell you to? If I commanded it, who can stop me? If I have commanded it, who can reverse it? If I have decreed it, who can annul it? And then comes the repetition. For the third time, be strong and courageous. 3 times God commands courage. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word will be confirmed. And here God himself repeats it 3 times. It's not a suggestion, it's a commandment. It is not human encouragement. It is divine decree. Make an effort. Gather your strength, not the strength you have, the strength I give you. He's in good spirits. Lift up your head, not because of who you are, but because of who I am. And then comes the direct attack on fear. Do not be afraid. Command against terror. Order against fear. Imperative against anxiety. Fear is real. Joshua feels it. The giants are real. The Jordan River is real. The danger is real. But the presence of God is more real. Don't be surprised. Don't let yourself be paralyzed. Don't let yourself be dominated. Don't let what your eyes see control you, because there is something that the eyes cannot see, something that logic cannot grasp, something that fear cannot measure. And then comes the ultimate reason, the truth that silences all argument, the reality that defeats all fear, the promise that guarantees every victory. For the Lord your God is with you. It wasn't, it won't be, it is. Continuous present, current reality, immutable truth, the Lord your God. Not a distant God, not an impersonal force, not a philosophical idea. Your God, personal, close, committed. It's up to you, not watching from afar, not cheering from the stands, not waiting to see the result. With you, on the battlefield, crossing the river, facing giants, conquering cities. With you, wherever you go, not just in safe places, not just in easy times, not just when everything is under control. Wherever you go, in the valley of the shadow of death, in the desert of solitude, in the furnace of trial, in the lion's den, wherever you go. And at that moment, something breaks inside Joshua. It's not fear that breaks things, it's resilience. It's not doubt that shatters, it's self-sufficiency. It's not inadequacy that falls. It's the pride of thinking you need to be enough, because now he understands. It's not about him being strong, it's about God being invincible. It's not about him being wise, it's about God being omniscient. It's not about him being capable, it's about God being almighty. Fear bends, the doubt falls silent, the impossible kneels before the eternal, and Joshua is finally ready. You are standing before your Jordan River. It is not an empty metaphor. It is not a weightless figure of speech. It is spiritual reality. There is something before you that seems insurmountable, something your strength cannot reach, something your wisdom cannot solve, something your courage cannot conquer. Turbulent waters. Perhaps it's the sin that haunts you, that habit you swore to abandon 1,000 times, that temptation that always returns stronger, that vice that shames you but dominates you. Perhaps it is the calling that terrifies you, that mission that God placed in your heart, but that seems too big. That leap of faith that requires leaving behind familiar security. Perhaps it's the trial that breaks you, that pain that won't go away, that loss that can't be overcome, that desert that seems endless. On the other side lies the promise, the land flowing with milk and honey, abundant life, the promised victory, the eternal purpose. But between you and the promise is the Jordan River. And you know you can't cross alone. Moses died, not literally for you, but something died. Someone is gone. Some structure collapsed. Some security vanished. That leader you followed, that mentor who guided you, that person who inspired you, that time when things seemed easier, he finished. And now God commands you what he commanded Joshua. Get up, not when you feel ready, not when the fear passes, not when everything makes sense, not when circumstances improve. Now, get out of your comfort zone, get out of your self-pity, get out of your spiritual paralysis, because the order isn't for tomorrow, it's for today. But listen carefully, pay attention, don't miss this. Order comes with presence. The Lord your God is with you. I wasn't just with you yesterday. I won't just be with you tomorrow. It's up to you. Continuous present, current reality, immutable truth. Now, at this moment, as you listen to these words, he is with you. You don't face the giant alone. David faced Goliath, but he wasn't alone. The Lord of hosts was with him. You don't cross the valley alone. The psalmist walked through the valley of the shadow of death, but he was not alone. The good shepherd was with him. You don't go into the furnace alone. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fire, but they weren't alone. The fourth man was with them, and you are not alone. But there is a condition, a requirement, a non-negotiable condition. Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Victory does not come from your strength. It comes from your obedience. It doesn't come from your wisdom. It comes from your submission to the word. It doesn't come from your courage. It comes from your faithfulness to what God has said. Meditate on it day and night. This is not casual reading. It's not a rushed devotional. It's not a motivational verse for social media. It's immersion. It's absorption. It's transformation through the renewal of the mind, day and night, when you wake up, when you go to bed, when you work, when you rest. The word needs to be the air you breathe, the food that sustains you, the light that guides you, for then you will make your way prosperous. Not the path the world applauds, not the path the flesh desires, not the path that seems easiest, your path, the path that God has specifically planned for you. And you will succeed, not according to the world's standards, not according to the metrics of material prosperity, not according to the theology of instant success, successful in eternal purposes, victorious in spiritual battles, faithful in the divine mission. The world sells you self-sufficiency. Be strong for yourself. Trust yourself. You are capable. God offers you something better. Holy dependence. Be strong in Him. Trust in the eternal. He is able. The world promises you conquest through your power. Fight, strive, win through your own merit. God guarantees you victory through His presence. Obey, trust, conquer through grace. Joshua didn't conquer Canaan because he was the best warrior in Israel. He conquered it because he didn't depart from the word. Because meditation day and night. Because he obeyed even when he didn't understand. Because he feared the Lord more than the giants. And you? Who do you fear the most? The Word of God is not a suggestion. This is not optional advice. This is not philosophy to be considered. No, it is wisdom to evaluate according to your convenience. In progress, it is the law of the King of Kings. It is the decree of the Lord of hosts. It is the Creator's order to His creation. And Joshua received a clear instruction: do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. This is not for everyone. It's not for the super spiritual. It's not for those with too much free time. It's for everyone who wants to win, for everyone who wants to conquer, for everyone who wants to fulfill their eternal purpose. Meditate on it day and night. Meditation is not a mystical technique. It's not emptying the mind. It's not about seeking supernatural experiences for their own sake. It is filling the mind with truth. It is ruminating on the word as an animal ruminates on food. It is chewing until all nutrients are extracted. It is absorbing until it is transformed, day and night. Not just on Sunday, not just in the cell, not just during a crisis, constantly, continuously, incessantly, because spiritual warfare has no set hours. The enemy doesn't respect your calendar. Temptation doesn't schedule meetings, and his only true weapon is the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. To do, not just knowing, not just agreeing, not just admiring. To do. Practical obedience, real-world application, transformed life. James wrote centuries later, "Be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. You can memorize the entire Bible and still be lost. You can quote verses in Hebrew and Greek and still be spiritually dead. Because what matters is not how much you know, it's how much you obey. Do not turn aside to the right or to the left. The right wing represents legalism, adding to the word, creating rules that God did not create, turning freedom into religious imprisonment. The left represents liberalism. Subtract from the word, remove what is inconvenient, adapt the truth to the culture. Both are deviations, both are dangerous, both lead to defeat. The path is narrow, the trail is tight. There is no room for theological negotiation. Either you obey what is written or you invent your own religion. And inventing your own religion is idolatry. It's creating a God in your own image. It's worshiping yourself in spiritual garb. God doesn't need your editing. He doesn't need your corrections. He doesn't need your approval. He is God, you are not. He speaks, you obey. He gives the order, you obey. He reveals it, you submit. This is the essence of the true Christian life. It is not spiritual self-realization. It is not the pursuit of exciting experiences. It is not the acquisition of material blessings. It is submission to the Lordship of Christ. It is the crucifixion of the ego. It is daily death to oneself. Paul declared, "It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me." Joshua understood this. Victory would not come from him alone. It would come through him when he obeyed. He wasn't the hero of the story. God was. He was not the conqueror. He was the conqueror's instrument. He wasn't the strong one. He was the conduit for divine strength. And you need to understand the same thing. You are not the center. Christ is. You are not the savior of your own life. Jesus is. You are not enough. But in him, you have everything. Holiness is not optional. It's not for those who want to be more spiritual. It's a commandment for all who were bought with blood. Be holy, for I am holy. Not through your own effort, not through human discipline, but through total surrender to the Holy Spirit who dwells within you. Obedience is not a burden. It is freedom. Submission is not slavery. It is true autonomy. The yoke of Christ is not a burden. It is rest. Because when you stop fighting to be the God of your own life and surrender to the true God, you finally find peace. Meditate on the word. Obey what it says. Do not turn aside to the right or to the left. And then you will see the impossible happen. Then get up. Not because you are capable, but because the one who called you is faithful. Not because you understand the whole plan, but because the one who planned it is sovereign. Not because the path is easy, but because he who goes with you is invincible. Rise up from your doubt. Rise up from your fear. Rise up from your paralysis, because the voice that spoke to Joshua is the same voice that speaks to you now. Make an effort. Gather the strength that comes from above. Not the strength of the flesh, which fails. Not the strength of fleeting emotion. The strength of the Spirit which endures. He's in good spirits. Lift up your head. Not because of who you are, but because of who he is. The God who created the heavens and the earth with a word. The God who parted the Red Sea with a breath. The God who made the sun stand still in the sky when Joshua prayed. This God is your God. Do not be afraid. Fear is real. Giants exist. The battles are real. But God's presence is more real than any giant. God's power is greater than any battle. God's faithfulness is more certain than any circumstance. Don't be surprised. It doesn't matter what your eyes see. It doesn't matter what your ears hear. It doesn't matter what your logic concludes. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. In the darkest valley, in the driest desert, in the fiercest battle, in the deepest pain, he is with you. When you cross the Jordan, he will part the waters. When you face Jericho, he will bring down the walls. When you encounter the giants, he will make them flee before you, not by your sword, by the sword of the Lord, not by your own strength, by the strength of the Almighty, not by your name, by the name that is above every name, Jesus, the real Joshua, because Joshua in Hebrew is Yeshua, and Yeshua in Greek is Jesus. The same name, the same meaning. The Lord saves. Joshua led the people to the earthly promised land. Jesus leads you to the heavenly promised land. Joshua conquered Canaan. Jesus conquered sin, death, and hell. Joshua defeated 31 kings. Jesus defeated every principality, power, and might of darkness. Joshua gave rest to Israel in the land. Jesus gives you eternal rest in him. And this Jesus, the Son of God, the Lamb who was slain, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the King of kings and Lord of lords, this Jesus rose from the dead. He conquered death. He broke the chains of hell. He ascended to heaven. He is seated at the right hand of the Father. And he himself said, "Behold, I am with you always, even to the end of the age." He is with you now, at this moment, in this battle, in this desert, in this trial. He is with you. If he is for you, who can be against you? If God is with you, what giant can defeat you? If the Holy Spirit dwells in you, what fortress can resist it? The Jordan River will part. Not because you are strong, but because he is powerful. Jericho will fall. Not because you are wise, but because he is faithful. The giants will flee, not because you are brave, but because he is terrible to his enemies. Okay then, cross your Jordan River, confront your giants, claim your promise, not by your strength, by his strength, not by your wisdom, by his word, not for your glory, for his glory. And it's a conquest, in the name of Jesus, the real Joshua, the invincible conqueror, the Lord who saves.